And we are live. Thank you very much for being here, everyone. And today we are going to be looking at the last of our 3 live streams for the Screeps Arena Season 2 Finals. This is Construct and Control. So, just like the previous arena, in this one, the players actually design and produce the creeps themselves. They don't start with a certain number of creeps or anything like that. The goal of this one, though, is to build a building. So this will take a lot of energy to actually build, and whoever does that first wins. If the game gets to the timeout, which is 2,000 ticks, then whoever has the most progress on that structure will also win. They can also win by just completely eliminating their opponent as well as an option. So in the start, both of them have this spawn, which can produce the creeps. Then they have a container that has some energy in it, so they can just take from that container and put it into their spawn or use it to build their wonder, whatever they choose. This is all surrounded by ramparts. So ramparts mean that whatever's on it can't be attacked until the rampart itself is destroyed. This means that the defender does have a bit of an advantage, so it can serve to mitigate some early game aggression, but we'll see how that plays out. They also have sources, which are these yellow squares dotted around the map. These allow them to harvest energy, and those replenish at 10 per tick, which means that it's more of a continuous source of energy rather than a one-time use thing, which is the container in the spawn, because once that's gone, it's gone. Now, there's also another interesting mechanic, which is this area of effect. So what that does is it will slow down any creep that moves onto that line. So it looks like this dash line here. Now, this only affects creeps if you are further behind on the construction progress of your building, which sometimes is called a wonder. So it could be advantageous potentially to try and up your progress on that construction just so you're not affected by this extra slowing effect of that. Now, this is, of course, on top of the slowing effects that we already have from the swamps, which is this sort of darker color here. I apologize for the colors. It's can be a bit difficult for some people, I know, but I will hopefully commentate on it, and so it's a bit easier to realize what's going on. There is also a bonus that they can pick up on the ground, which will give them extra construction power. So this doubles the power of a creep to build a building. So they need these work parts, but we'll talk more about that as the game gets on. Okay, without further ado, let us start the finals. And once again, a big shout out to O4 for running all of this in the background. It is 2 a.m. in the morning for him right now, so, you know, he's very dedicated to making sure that we can get this stream going. We picked this time to work better for the Americas. Okay, and our first match in the 8th finals is Kerobi-san versus Darth Rick. So let's load that up and take a look. Okay, so just as a quick look on the base here, this thing here, this circle on the ground, this is the wonder they need to build. It's called a goal structure. And over here on the left-hand side, we're going to have Kerobi-san and with his container and the ramparts like that, as I described before. Okay, and on the right-hand side, we have Darth Rick. And Darth Rick, his wonder is over there. And again, it's this mirror match, so you can see the same. So we see 2 of the sources here in the middle. This is all swamp, so moving across there will be slower for them. And we do have another source at the top and the bottom of either side, but both of those are also sort of covered in this swamp, which can make it a bit difficult for them to move resources out of there because they are under a slowing effect. Okay, so without further ado, in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, so because this is the 8th finals, we are going to blitz through these a little bit faster, just in the interest of time. And what we're going to see here is Darth Rick is pushing up very early on with a mining creep, heading straight towards that source there. Note the area of effects here, and they keep moving around. This is how this map works. So whoever has progressed less on their wonder will take the effects of the slowing. So what we're seeing here is Kerobi has started straight away with a work creep here, and he is going to be building that wonder. So remember, the work parts are given by these yellow dots here. So he has a work, a carry, and a move, and all he's doing is taking from that container and throwing it straight into that wonder. Okay, and we're also seeing Darthrick. He's also making progress on it, but he is further behind here. He did have that construction bonus down there, but he didn't go take that, which is interesting. Maybe they're not worth moving away. Okay, so Kerobi has gone and picked up some more energy, and he's throwing it into this goal. He is slightly ahead right now, but we'll see how that plays out. So it looks like Darthrick is actually harvesting more energy because he has built a tower here. He has built a tower here in the in this middle area here, and this tower, as I mentioned before, towers in the previous stream, towers are very effective against enemy creeps. They do more damage the closer you are to them. So this is basically just making that a very defensible area. And what he's doing here is he's building what are called extensions. This increases the amount of energy he has to spawn stuff with, and in doing so, it enables him to potentially spawn bigger creeps. Because the spawns are limited with the amount of energy that you can put into them. So we're seeing this container now is completely empty. And because of that, he can no longer take advantage of that, but he is harvesting these two sources here. Interestingly enough, though, he's not gone for the easiest sources at the top and the bottom at all. So Wonder progress right now, we are looking at Darthrick on 2,056, but Kerobi-san is on 4,000, going up to 5,000, so he is almost double right now. He has not invested as much in the economy, though, so we'll see if he's going to be able to actually keep that lead going forward. And just going to fast forward a little bit here, we see Darthrick fortifying the top source as well as he starts putting down these extensions and another tower. Kerobi there just quickly grabbing a construction bonus and taking some energy, and he has stopped. So this creep is not currently building at all. Oh, there we go. Now he's throwing down a tower of his own. Probably realizing he is ahead here, and now he just wants to defend his advantage. Okay, so we're seeing an aggressive creep here. So this has 2 ranged attack. Now, a reminder, ranged attack can hit a range of 3, but it does less damage than a melee. And he did have some self-heal, but this tower was far effective enough, to just take that out very quickly. Now, you probably noticed as it was traveling, it did hit the area of effect thing, and it is slowed down because of the fact that Darthrick is behind. And there you go, he's got the double slowing effect right there of both the swamp and the area of effect, which means that creep is going to move very slowly. And there you go, pushing across the swamp now, and he's going to launch another attack, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be enough. Like, all Kerobi-san has to do is keep that tower filled, and he can very easily take out these 1-unit attacks. Okay, we are going to see more of these creeps now. He seems to be grouping them up probably for a more coordinated attack. But it might be too late here. We are on 1,400 ticks, and remember the game only goes for 2,000. We can see that this game only lasts 1,746, and what that tells us is it doesn't actually go to the end, so someone's going to win before like a timeout victory. And looking at what's going on right now, that might be Darthrick, because he is able to counter this tower damage now just by having more creeps with a dedicated healer, it looks like here, and he's sending in even more. Oh, one of them goes down there, not microing that quite perfectly, but you expect that. And then we go second quad now. So this formation of 4 is usually referred to as a quad, very popular formation in Screeps world in particular, and I think it's the first time we've seen quads actually being deployed in Arena. Not sure what these stragglers are doing, though. They're sort of going in by themselves, and the game has ended with a Darthrick victory. Oh, so what he was doing, I didn't notice this, he was focusing fire just on the spawn area there, and he took out the rampart on the spawn and then took out the spawn. So these creeps here, they weren't attacking all of these ramparts with mass attack, they were focusing specifically on trying to hit that spawn. So even though Kerobi was ahead on the Wonder progress because he lost his spawn, the victory is going to go to Darthrick. Good game. Okay, now we're going to wait for the second match. So it goes to show that, there is 2 ways of winning this. You can get ahead on the Wonder progress, or you can actually just take out the opponent's spawn, and Darthrick chose the latter in that one, and it seemed to work out. We'll see how the others do it, though, because right now we have Nightcrawler versus Colo. Okay, so on the left-hand side, with the black on the outside and the white dot on the inside, It's Colo, and just to be confusing, we have Nightcrawler on the other side with the white on the outside and the black on the inside. Default badges leave much to be desired, I guess, but hey, the default is supposed to be boring, I guess. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, and straight off the bat, we're going to see a worker and a carry creep. This is just sat there, and it's just feeding energy from that container into the spawn. And we are going to see Colo coming out with some early game aggression here. In fact, both players coming out with some early game aggression. They're going to push towards the middle here. There's going to be a bit of a skirmish. There's the melee's fighting the melee. The melee's for one of them goes down. I think, yeah, for Nightcrawler, looks like he has the advantage right now, as he's taken out almost all of that early game aggression from Colo. Colo's creeps all going down, and it looks like he's going to make a beeline straight for that spawn. There's nothing here to defend that. That container is now empty, which means, yeah, it's probably just a very quick win here for Colo. For Nightcrawler. I apologize, I always get these badges mixed up. He is just going to focus fire straight on this rampart. As you can see, the rampart hit points here are ticking down, so it's on 7,000 here. And unfortunately, because he's got no economy going at all, it looks like Colo's really going to struggle to actually do anything here to counter this push. Oh, the melee creep here is pushing its way in as well, but I don't think it's going to be necessary, because I've got a feeling that this ranged attack creep is going to be able to take out the spawn before it even gets there, but I guess we'll see. We're just going to go to a faster tick rate because there's not much else going on. But what's really interesting is Nightcrawler also has no economy going on, so even though he might win this game, it'll be interesting to see whether he can actually keep this going into the future, because, you know, against a player who he doesn't win this very sort of blitzkrieg style battle against, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to win. So, okay, we are seeing... Okay, the spawn did go down, so it was just a matter of time, and Nightcrawler has taken the victory there. But we'll see if that can work later on in the finals. Like, it's a very all-or-nothing sort of strategy. We did see that in the last arena, but it didn't work out too well in the advanced version of the previous one, that was. Okay. Good fight. Right, in our next game, we have Gold Banana versus Oganade. So, on the left-hand side here, we are going to have Oganade with his default badge with the black on the outside and the white on the inside. And on the right-hand side here, we are going to have Gold Banana with his very nice blue badge. Okay, and in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, we are going to see the first worker creep coming out here. This does have move parts as well, work and a carry, so it can go around and harvest energy if you want. We are going to see some potential early game aggression coming out here as well. So these are very basic self-heal, move, and ranged attack. Remember, the ranged attacks can kite the melees far more effectively, because all they have to do is keep some range. Now that creep there did pick up the construction bonus, but it's not actually doing any construction. It's going straight up here for this source, and he has put down a rampart there probably to protect the creep as it's mining. No one taking this middle right now. Gold Banana taking both the top and the bottom of the sources available to him, and Oganade doing the same here, both of them also slapping down the 2 extensions, so which means with these extensions they can spawn more creeps. Okay, construction site progress, neither of them seem to have put anything at all into the wonder. Oh, correction, Oganade has put just a little bit in, and that little bit does give him that advantage because he's not going to be affected by this area of effect when his creeps step on it, but Gold Banana is, and we just saw him there able to kite away successfully from Gold Banana. Gold Banana pushing in with a bit of an aggression here, losing both of those creeps though, a bit of a waste of energy. Gold Banana coming in with another 2 here. Those 2 are also going to be taken out quite easily, and now we're going to see Oganade claiming the middle here, being pushed off though by Gold Banana. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on economy-wise. Okay, we have 3 extensions, 4 extensions. Okay, they are both slapping down more extensions in the sources that they have. Again, not much going on with wonders here. It looks like they're going straight for the aggression is the solution sort of strategy. But we are going to see Gold Banana throwing away more of his units here. As Oganade now looks like he's taking this energy somewhere. Oh, his creeps has decided it should be harvesting rather than depositing. And Gold Banana was able to push that off. So Oganade playing a bit of a defensive strategy here, not looking to push forward and attack at all. He is just going to hold his attack groups back, and Gulbanana feeding his in very small groups, being very easy to counter. This is a waste of energy for him. This energy could be used to either build up his army better, or actually spawn more units, or even put it into the Wonder. Okay, we're now going to see Oganade making a bit of a push here, probably realizing that he has got Gulbanana on the back foot. His forces are much bigger because of the fact Gulbanana was pushing it out. But Oganade here, a little bit of a misplay, not grouping his creeps properly, but he doesn't matter too much because he was able to take out all of Gulbanana's forces there. Now he's taking out all the remaining ones. The spawn is wide open, but he's not going for that. He is pushing down. He seems to be focusing attacking the attack creeps rather than pushing onto the spawn. Okay, he is attacking it now. We're not seeing much in the way of rampart damage. Okay, this Gulbanana running out of spawn energy in his spawn. It looks like Oganade's plan here is to just basically keep Gulbanana suppressed for the most part. The rampart on the spawn here still has full HP, so he's not making any progress towards taking that out. Okay, in the bottom here, we are seeing Gulbanana, though he is still able to keep the energy flowing, and Oganade is not stopping the economy there, so he is still able to spawn the creeps. Because remember, the energy doesn't need to be in the spawn. It just has to be in either a spawn or the extensions, and then that energy can be used for spawning. So even though there's no energy at all being fed into the spawn, it looks like Oganade is not able to counter that there. But because Oganade is ahead on the Wonder, and he has been building that even more now, he is going to win by default very shortly. And as we can see, the game does go to 2,000 ticks, which means the win is going to go to Oganade because he had that Wonder progress. Remember, folks, 2 victory conditions: take out the spawn or have the furthest progress on the Wonder. The game went to timeout at the full 2,000 ticks, and Oganade took the victory. So congratulations to Oganade, you're through to the next round. Okay, folks, and before we load up the next game here, what I'm going to do very briefly is just talk you through the rules of this arena again. So some feedback we got before was we should continuously reintroduce how things work. So this is the construct and control arena. Both players have a building that they need to build, which we call a Wonder sometimes. That is basically whoever throws as much of the resources at it can build it up further. And whoever is furthest ahead when the arena times out is the winner of the arena. The other victory condition is to take out the spawn here. So the spawn is what they use to produce new units, and if you kill that, it's also game over for them. The spawn and the area around it are protected by ramparts. Anything on a rampart cannot be attacked until the rampart is destroyed. There's also these slowing effects here where if a unit steps on it, if you are further behind on the construction progress of your Wonder, you will take a movement penalty. But if you're further ahead, it has literally no effect. So being ahead on the Wonder progress can affect how fast you can move, that kind of thing as well. There are extra sources, so these are the yellow dots that you can harvest energy from, but unlike the container, it takes a bit more effort to get that energy out, but they do regenerate, unlike the container, which has a fixed amount at the start. Additionally, there are these construction bonuses where if you land a unit on those, it will make them build better, it might not be worth it depending on what strategy you're going for. It's obviously up to the players what they do. Okay, and now we're going to go on to the next match of our 8th finals. We have Qzar versus Statue. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we have Statue with his cool blue, blue on a black background badge, and then we have Qzar on the right-hand side with his default badge. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, and then we're going to see straight off the bat, we're going to have Qzar spawning a carry and a work part creep. Now, this creep itself can't actually move by itself, so we will need another creep to move it. He has put down 2 early extensions, which is interesting, and he's pushing out an early game aggression. We have seen this play out before. This early game aggression creep is going to counter Statue's early game economy here because he's got nothing to defend this, and he's able to very easily start attacking this rampart. Remember, a unit on a rampart can't be attacked until that's gone. But it looks like he might have stalled here. Oh no, the rampart's gone, I think. No, the rampart is still up. It looks like he's also repairing the rampart as it's being attacked. So he's basically delaying the inevitable just a little bit, but once that rampart goes down, that creep will be gone. And we're now seeing it go, and there we go, that economy creep will go down. But he's also managed to claim the other source at the top here, so economy-wise, he's definitely ahead, because he has also got these sources up there, and he's just about to claim the bottom one too. Meanwhile, we're seeing Qzar is now completely out of energy. He doesn't have any more spawn power, essentially, and he doesn't have any economy at all. So he went for an all-or-nothing sort of strategy, which I'm not sure if it's going to work out for him. We are going to see a statue pushing out here with a quad, so this is a 2 heal and 2 ranged attack creeps, and he is going to be able to counter Qzar very easily, sorry. And this looks like it might actually be all over for Qzar, because Qzar doesn't have any sort of economy, so can't build up his forces again, and Statue is here just pushing straight into his base. He's attacking the rampart here that has the spawn underneath it, and this looks like it's going to be an easy win for him, because Qzar has, unfortunately for him, absolutely nothing left. Okay, so I believe he's using the ranged mass attack bonus, which is maybe not the right place. So the ranged mass attack does less damage the further away you are, but the ranged attack will always do the same damage at 3, but it only hits the 1 target. But it doesn't matter really at the end of the day, because he is going to take out that spawn quite easily. And this is going to be a very easy win for Statue. So it just shows that sometimes, an early game aggression might be able to work if your opponent isn't paying attention, but against more experienced players who can adapt and grab a good economy in the early game, it's probably not going to work. And we did see that fail against Statue. So congratulations to Statue, you are through to the next round. Okay, folks, the next game is going to be Sanso Echo versus Jürgen. Okay, so on the left-hand side, with his default badge, which is the black outer circle with the white inner circle, we have Jürgen. And on the other side, we have Sanso Echo with his very pretty sort of black and yellow stripy badge. Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, and we're going to see straight away Sanso Echo is pushing out a creep that has a carry, a move, and a work, and he's putting down some early extensions here, probably looking to build a big creep. Wondering if he's going to do some early game aggression as we've seen before. Now, meanwhile, on the other side, we see Jürgen has taken both of the middle sources, and he's claiming the top and the bottom one, spending a lot of his resources on the economy, but Sanso Echo-san is going for the early game aggression approach we've seen a few times, but he seems to have stalled a little bit here as he's focusing, taking down that rampart, looking to shut down just a little bit of the economy, but that's probably not the best for him, because even if he does take that out, we are seeing Jürgen with a lot more economy now. Meanwhile, Sanso Echo has nothing going at all. So it's, again, another all-or-nothing style bot that seems to be quite popular in these finals. So he does have a bit of an advantage right now with the army size, but not sure if he's going to be able to keep that, and he really does need to do something soon, because with his economy, Jürgen will be able to counter this later. But a little bit of mismanagement there, potentially. I believe this creep is... oh no, it's not damaged, it's just a smaller one. Okay, correction. This is just a smaller ranged attack creep. That's a bigger ranged attack creep, and that's his healer there. So he is on full health. He is going to push towards the spawn now a little bit, but no, he's decided to dance around. It looks like he might be caught here between different objectives he can go to. And one of those early game aggression creeps gone down. Just remember, he has absolutely no way of replenishing this But he is now starting to do the economy, but it might be too little too late for him. So he does have some workers going out, harvesting some resources and putting it into his spawn stuff, but it might be too late for him. We'll see. So Sanso Echo is now pushing around, so these creeps aren't really being very effective. He is behind on the Wonder progress as well, so he is taking those slow penalties every time he touches that area of effect, and he is losing creeps now, those going down very easily. A bit of a waste of energy from him there, and he really can't afford to do that because he doesn't really have the economic backbone that we're seeing from Jürgen. Jürgen reclaiming the energy sources that he was pushed off. He does have the top and the bottom as well going. Meanwhile, Sanso Echo does not have the same economic strength at all, which means in a longer match, he is going to be at a disadvantage. Now, we do see this one going to the full 2,000 ticks, which suggests that whoever's got the furthest progress on the Wonder is going to be the one that wins. And as we can see, Jürgen is slightly ahead on that. He's put 100 energy in, and it will be quite interesting if he wins just on the back of the fact that he's put 100 energy into the Wonder, but Sanso Echo has not put any energy at all into his Wonder. Okay, we're going to see another little skirmish breaking out here, and Sanso Echo is going to take out one of Jürgen's combat creeps there, but again, it's not really adding much value to him right now. Oh, but he is denying some of these sources quite effectively now, so he has cut off the bottom one. Now, Jürgen does have control of this top one here, but he doesn't have anything around here that can actually utilize the energy he's mining, so it's basically also disabled. But he still does have the top and the bottom sources, both of those constantly producing more energy that he can use for spawning. Note, he's not ferrying anything back to the construction site here, so it might be a little bit difficult for him to do it, but he did just win here because of the timeout. So congratulations to Jürgen. With just 100 energy put into the construction site, he did win because Sanso Echo did not put anything into his, but if he did, he might have actually won there. So congratulations to Jürgen, you're through to the next round. Okay, in our next match, we have UAP versus Jarlek. On the left-hand side, with his black and purple badge, it's UAP. And on the right-hand side, a man man or lady, I should say, who very clearly deserves a better badge is Jarlek. He has a black circle with the white circle on the outline. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, we're going to see two construction sites being put down, but these are roads. So remember, roads mean that you don't take the movement penalties as you move over them. It also means you could reduce the amount of work parts you need. Not sure why he's putting roads down in his spawn, though. Maybe it'll become a little bit clearer later. He is going to make a dash to claim the top there. UAP, on the other hand, going for a bit of aggression here. Pushing out with some attack creeps. He's going to send one of them there to deny that top source. The bottom source hasn't been claimed at all. UAP looks like he might actually have a bit of an advantage here, only because currently Jarlek has no economy at all, whereas UAP has managed to claim his top source and his bottom source, which means he's going to be able to throw out some energy there. Jarlek looking to also throw out some aggression, but it looks like he's currently on the run. UAP is basically locking Jarlek right now into his base. He's completely taken out the energy mining up here, so he does have these extensions. Jarlek still does have those extensions, but once those are gone, he's currently got nothing to refill them. Okay, but we are going to see a bit of counterplay here from Jarlek, who sent a creep down to bot, but UAP is currently chasing after that to end it, and that rampart is going to hold most likely before he can take it out. This creep now going down, absolutely nothing left in terms of damage, so UAP has an economy, Jarlek's economy is completely gone, so it looks like this is going to be pretty one-sided going out. Sorry. Jarlek is completely shut down, but Wonder-wise, we are seeing a bit of a difference here. So Jarlek has thrown his energy into that Wonder, whereas UAP has not. So if this does time out right now, Jarlek will win. Because remember, it's either take out the opponent's spawn or build the Wonder. And right now, Jarlek has built the Wonder. So another key feature is the spawn actually regenerates passively a very small amount of energy per tick. And what Jarlek is currently using is he's just taking that regen energy out of the spawn, and he's going to be just pushing it straight into his Wonder. He's realized he is not going to win the economic war here. He's not going to win, the military war here. He's not going to get a better economy, but maybe he can push for a better progress on this construction. He does have 2 defenders here. These defenders aren't going to be pushing out or anything like that. They're just there to tell UAP to respectfully keep his distance. And UAP now is looking like he's going to push more fighting creeps forward, but he's not building up his Wonder. And that might come to bite him in the backside a little bit later, because Jarlek will win if he can't take out the spawn beforehand. Now, we do see this game goes to 2,000 ticks, which does suggest that the victory is probably going to go to Jarlek here. So what we're going to do is just fast forward a little bit here. UAP is still just dancing around. Wonder progress is going on. He did just suicide a few creeps, but nothing too much interest here. And Jarlek takes the victory because, remember, even though UAP was able to shut down his economy completely, because he didn't either finish the spawn or make more progress on the back of his better economy on that construction site, Jarlek was able to take the win. So congratulations to Jarlek. You are through to the next round. So, let's, just remember that, you can win either by building the structure or by taking out your opponent's spawn. And Jarlek there, he won just by building that Wonder, so UAP clearly could have won that if he just put the resources into his Wonder, but, well, I guess it's live and learn. Okay, next up we have Metallics versus Source. Source is the guy in pink, by the way. So on the left-hand side, we are going to have Metallics, and on the right-hand side, we are going to have Source. So this is going to get very confusing when I'm talking about sources or source, so I do apologize for that a little bit. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, straight off the bat, we are going to see Source. He's going to be using all of the energy from his container, pushing it into his spawn. I think we're going to see some early game aggression here from him. Yep, that's it. He has basically spent most of his energy on aggression. He does have a economy creep down here. That's probably going to set up a sort of a backup economy for when that fails, and a second one there, so he's going straight for both sources. We are seeing some skirmishing in the middle here. Metallics look like he's going to win that fight. Metallics taking out all of Source's early game aggression, and now he's going to capitalize on that, and he's pushing forward. But it looks like both of them have not made any progress on the Wonder, so they are both going to be affected by that slowing effect. Remember, this grey dash line means that you move slower once you touch that. He is going to take out this economy at the top here. Meanwhile, Metallics has not established his economy, though, yet at all. So Metallics is sort of going for an all or nothing here. Chasing off another attack creep there from Source, who realizes he can't possibly win that fight, and his best option is to try and retreat by the rampart, but he got caught out by the area of effect there, so one of those does go down. He is now, Metallics, is now on Source's base here. He is able to start attacking this rampart, and he is damaging that every tick. That rampart, as soon as it goes down, that spawn will go down very quickly. It looks like Source does not have the firepower to push him off, though, and Metallics is going to take the win there against Source. So congratulations to Metallics. You are through to the next round. Fight won the game. Okay, and just while we wait for the next game to load, I'll just do a very quick recap of the rules. So remember, they win by either building this construction or having the most progress on it when the timer times out at 2,000 ticks. They have a spawn where they can build units. They have a container that has some energy. All of this base area is protected by a rampart. They must destroy the rampart before they can take out any of the units. There additionally is the slowing effect I mentioned, which is this grey dash line. If you're further behind or the same on the Wonder progress, you will be slowed when you touch that, and that we saw in the previous game, for example, can have a bit of a negative impact on you, allowing your opponent to catch up with you. There is also these construction bonuses where if you step on that, your creep that has more construction power. Additionally, on the map, there are sources, but you need to mine these, and mining is slower than just taking energy straight out from the container. So tactics-wise, we have seen a lot of early game aggression, and we have seen some wins pull through just by building the Wonder. Okay, now we have Drake versus Mirror. So on the left-hand side here, with his his stripy badge, it's sort of a yellow and grey stripe, we have Mirror. And on the right-hand side here, with his yellow and waves, we've got Drake. Now, Drake has won arenas before, so in this season, so we'll see how his bot does on this one now. So in 3, 2, 1, let the game begin. Okay, and straight off the bat, we're going to see Drake pushing some energy into his source here. It looks like he's playing the economy game, but Mirror also looking like he wants to play the economy game. Both of them harvesting the source at the same time. Mirror coming on with some aggression here to push Drake off of that source. Drake moving towards claiming the top. Mirror also claiming his top and his bottom, so they're both pushing out to claim as much economy as they can. They're actually both simultaneously mining the source. Now, they can do that. Remember, the sources regenerate at 10 per tick, and it looks like neither of them are harvesting it to such an extent that they're not doing that. So Drake was able to push Mirror off down here at the bottom with his aggressive creep here, and he's going to push round here to this top one to push him off there as well. So Drake looks like he might have a bit of an economic advantage here in the early game. He is building these extensions, and remember, extensions mean he has more spawn energy. So you can either put energy directly into the spawn or extensions, and then once you've done that, you can use that to then spawn new creeps. And he's taking full advantage of his relatively strong economy, and he's now fighting over this top area, taking out Mirror's economy there. Mirror on the back foot here. One of those creeps is going to be caught out because it ended up trying to retreat into bad zone there. Drake now right on Mirror's doorstep, smacking away at his ramparts, it looks like. Once those are gone down, it'll be very easy for him to push towards the spawn. And weirdly, he took that one out first. That's an interesting choice there. Mirror here, unless he does something drastic, he's probably going to lose. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to have the army now to actually counter Drake's massive push here. We do see the game ticks out at 1051, which means it's probably not going to be a Wonder victory, but the combat victory that we're seeing playing out right here. Mirror desperately spawning more attack creeps, but unfortunately it's too little too late. Drake was able to secure a really good economy, pushing Mirror off, and he is looking like he's going to take out that spawn very soon. That rampart is now only on 3,000 hits here. Mirror desperately spawning more of his creeps now. He does have a slight advantage with these in that he can't be damaged until the ramparts those creeps are on are taken out. But it might not be enough to push Drake here. The spawn is also going down now, and Drake takes the victory. Congratulations to Drake, you are through to the next round. It was a very interesting game, a good mix of economy and combat there, but no Wonder progress, interestingly. Okay. Okay, folks, we are through to the quarterfinals, and we are going to see Darth Rick versus Nightcrawler. So, on the left-hand side, we have Darth Rick with his black and purple stripes. And on the right-hand side, we have Nightcrawler with the default badge, which in this case is a black circle inside a white circle. So, in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, and we're probably going to see some early game aggression here from Nightcrawler. That's what we saw before. And there we go. We are seeing some attack creeps coming out straight away. This could potentially backfire on him massively, though, because if this doesn't work, he has gone all or nothing here. We are also seeing Darth Rick coming out with some of his own attack creeps. These are going to be weaker, but he does have... oh, no, he doesn't have more economy because he was denied the middle one there. He is currently building up again, though, but it might be too little too late. Nightcrawler diving straight for the... spawn here, taking full advantage of the fact that he has more combat power right now. Darthrick not having the economy really. He did put down a tower, but it's probably not the best of ideas to have put that down because it's not going to work out for him. The rampart on the spawn is going down very quickly, and then the spawn will also go down very quickly afterwards as well. And it looks like this is going to be a very quick victory for Nightcrawler. Oh, correction! It looks like those attack creeps have been pushed off by Darthrick. So actually, Darthrick here, even though his spawn was about to go down, has been able to salvage the situation here. And now it looks like the tables have been completely turned on Nightcrawler, who was so close to victory, because Nightcrawler just doesn't have an economy at all. So the game does go to 1,200 ticks, which means that it's probably not going to be a default who's made the furthest progress on the Wonder, but it looks like here that Darthrick is able to start doing some damage to Nightcrawler's ramparts now. Nightcrawler not having any spawn power left really, as his spawn is very slowly generating energy, but he is using that energy currently just to push it into the construction site. Obviously, the economy side of the bot was very simply done for this one. Is very much an all or nothing style approach, which unfortunately for him didn't work out this time, and it looks like Darthrick is going to be able to take this victory here, as even though his creeps are weaker currently, he is whittling away at that rampart. As we see, it's about to go down very shortly, and once that rampart's gone down, the spawn is exposed, and then the spawn's going to go down, and it's very clearly going to be a victory for Darthrick. Now, what a turnaround. He almost lost, but he was able to spawn just enough combat power in order to counter Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler goes down. Congratulations to Darthrick, you are through to the next round. Okay, folks, so we have seen a few people trying this early game aggression, and it is an all or nothing, and it was a nothing, unfortunately, in that one. But in our next match now, we have Oganade versus Statue in our semi-finals. In our quarterfinals, sorry. So Oganade is here on the left-hand side, and we have Statue here on the right-hand side. Oganade using the default badge, this time a white circle inside a black circle, and Statue with his cool blue theme and wave effect. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, we're going to see Statue here. He's going to be pumping a lot of energy into his spawn, possibly to get an early game economy. And there we go. We are seeing the first big economy creep going out straight towards the middle. Meanwhile, Oganade has gone for a lot more aggression. He does have a little bit of economy, but far less than Statue. These creeps, though, just sort of dancing around, not doing anything. He could be using them to counter the fact that Statue has taken a bit more of an economy here, but he's chosen not to. He has, however, taken the bottom and the top. Statue has only taken the top that are available to on his side of the map, but he does control the middle as well. So I believe Statue here does have a bit of an economic advantage, which he might be able to capitalize on going forward to push into Oganade's territory. Wonder progress-wise, though, Statue has not made any progress at all, but Oganade has just put 200 energy in there just to ensure that he's not affected at all by these slowing effects. Because remember, folks, this grey line slows you down, but it only slows you down if you are behind in your Wonder progress, so only Statue is going to be affected by that. Statue now coming out with his first attack quad, it looks like. Oh no, so this is heal and ranged attack, so quads. First time I think we've seen quads actually being used in Screeps Arena in this season, but quads are probably the most popular formation in Screeps world, and he's going to push here. Okay, Oganade retreating onto his spawn. He is going to push out. Maybe a bit of a risky play there. He could have lost those creeps, but those creeps are safely on those ramparts. Remember, they can't be attacked until those ramparts go down, but Statue is going to throw a second quad here. Oganade really needs to spawn more defenders if he wants to push those off, because we also have a lot of healing power here. So we have, each of these has 3 healing parts, so he's able to keep that healed up really nicely, and he's chipping away slowly at the ramparts here from Oganade. But we'll see. Oh, Oganade's creep here. The rampart goes down and he doesn't move it, and a creep there has just spawned. Now they can control the direction to come out in the spawn, but unfortunately he hasn't done that. He did go onto the rampart, and now he's lost all of his combat power. It looks like Statue is going to be able to take an easy win here, because Oganade just doesn't have any combat power left. The spawn now is vulnerable, it is being attacked, and Statue takes the win. Congratulations to Statue. We saw him take a very good economy in the early game, and he used that economy to build a big army, and then use that army to win. So congratulations to him. Okay, folks, just before we move on, we will be showing at some point a code for access keys. So access keys can be used in Screeps World. For those of you who aren't familiar with Screeps World, it is the MMO RTS version of Screeps Arena. So instead of being in one room, you have lots of different rooms that you can claim. There are alliances and politics and lots of wars, that kind of thing, and it is a persistent world. So access keys give you access to what's called seasonal events. So seasonal events are like, if you think of it as the MMO, but it's only for a short period of time, and there's usually special rules and objectives that you need to achieve, a bit more like Arena. And you need access keys to get access to that. It also gives you access to the brand new Shard X, which is a smaller, very well-connected region to all the other regions in the MMO persistent world, and you get double the tick speed on there, and also... it's there's a lot of fighting going on over it, so you can dive in there with a free access key. I will show that code a little bit later. But if you are interested in getting into either Screeps World or Screeps Arena, if you look in the description for wherever you're watching this, you should see a link and a discount code. So the discount code is SYNAP, SYNAP, and that will give you a 5% discount on any Screeps purchase, whether it's Screeps Arena, Screeps World, or any of the extra items like access keys or CPU unlocks, that kind of thing. So without further ado, though, let's move on to the next game, and we're seeing Jürgen versus Jarlek, sorry. Okay, they both have default badges, which always makes my life very difficult. But on the left-hand side, we are going to have Jürgen with the black circle with the white circle inside, and on the right-hand side, we are going to have Jarlek with the white circle with the black circle inside. And in 3, 2, 1. Let the game begin. Okay, we are going to see Jarlek here. He is going to be building a road, very interestingly. This is going to allow him to move a bit faster, but it's very interesting that he's just setting up the infrastructure this early on, because remember, the roads do cost energy to build. He is going out with a little bit of an early game aggression there, but not taking out Jürgen at all. Jürgen looks like he might have stalled here. This creep not really doing anything at the bottom. At the top, though, he did try and claim that economy. He has put down the rampart, but then, again, that creep has stopped as well. I wonder if there's a mistake where if there's... Oh, no, this one has got the rampart, and it's continuing going. Not sure why these have stalled. Maybe there's some kind of bug that hasn't been caught. But don't worry, the one up here is currently feeding into these extensions. Remember, extensions count towards spawn energy, so he can use that to spawn bigger creeps. We are going to see Jarlek, though, trying to deny him this one at the top here. Not working out for him, though. Okay, he decided not to finish that one off, but it doesn't matter anyway because that's not adding any value. This one at the bottom was adding value, and Jarlek is trying to deny him that, but it's currently also stalled, not actually doing anything. We are going to see Jarlek now pushing him with his own aggression towards... we are going to see Jürgen, pushing with his own aggression towards Jarlek's spawn. Also chasing around after an attack creep. Probably not the best use of his time here. This creep is actually adding a lot of value, and the reason is this only has one ranged attack part and lots of move. This is a lot more expensive because ranged attack costs a fair amount to build, and just with this one creep he's making these two chase after him, and as long as he just keeps running around in circles he can keep that up forever. Wonder progress wise, we are seeing 100 energy versus 1,000 energy, so Jarlek is ahead. Now, this is a 2,000 tick game, which means that we're probably not going to see anyone taking out the spawns, which means that likely what's going to happen here is Jarlek is going to win unless Jürgen starts actually building more of his wonder, but it looks like he might not at all here. He might be pre-programmed to just put 100 energy in and leave it. So the other effect this is having, obviously, is Jarlek is not slowed at all by those area of effects, but Jürgen will be. And that is going badly for him. We did just see his creeps being slowed down as these attack creeps are pushing out from Jarlek. It's going to be very difficult for him to catch those because these area of effects, they do keep moving around, and if he hits those, he is slowed. Now we're seeing Jarlek here just going around doing some poking, not actually doing too much of an effect, though. We did see him earlier take out these extensions, so he has denied the economy there. The economy at the top has been denied, but it looks like Jürgen seems to have shut down on the economy-wise. He isn't really doing anything here. I don't think his bots crashed completely because we are seeing his combat creeps still moving, but it looks like for whatever reason his economy creeps aren't doing anything right now. Maybe it's because they're damaged and there's some exception he hasn't caught related to that. I am not sure. Oh no, that one's not damaged at all. Okay, this is quite interesting. Perhaps he could give us some insights later in the Discord about what actually went wrong there. Okay, we did see Jarlek take out the economy down in the bottom there. So yeah, but as we've seen, it doesn't really matter too much anyway, because Jürgen doesn't actually have an economy at all right now. Okay, what we're going to do is, we're just seeing a little bit of skirmishing going on, but I think it's pretty clear how this is going to go, because, like I said, Jürgen has no economy, so he can't really spawn anything. It is a 2,000 tick game, so we know already Jarlek isn't going to take out the spawn, and he is just going to, like, probably go around focusing and poking all of the economy stuff here. He just took out the one there, and he's poking at the bottom here, so we'll just fast forward a little bit here. Oh, he is actually attacking the spawn, but I don't think it matters because he's going to win anyway. The Rampart is was going down, but he won on the Wonder victory, so Jarlek is going to take the win there. Congratulations, Jarlek. Okay, folks, in our next match, we do have Metallics versus Drake. So remember, folks, they can win by two ways. They can either take out the Wonder, or they can they can build their Wonder that they have here, or they can take out their opponent's spawn. Both of those are valid ways to win the game. Okay, this one is a shorter game at 940 ticks, so we can probably guess that it's going to be more combat orientated. These are both, I've seen both of these players do very well before, so it'd be really interesting to see how these two titans do against each other. But in 3, 2, 1. Let the game begin. Okay, we're going to see Drake here. He's pushing out with some early game economy. Metallics is pushing out with some early game aggression. He might be using that to counter Drake's economy, but we'll see how well that actually plays off. Obviously, the cost of doing early game aggression is he doesn't build up the economy himself. He has used all of the energy in his container already, so that hasn't got that, and he doesn't have too much of an economy going on, but he is going to be chasing down Drake's creeps here. He did push him off the middle bit here. We are going to go to a slightly slower speed now, so we can see this playing out as Metallics is chasing Drake around. Drake, however, does have the economy going at the top, and he also has it going at the bottom, so even though he lost this middle section here, he is doing better than Metallics in that regard, who still hasn't got any economy going at all. So if Drake is able to, build up, he will be able to take out these creeps, so it's up to Metallics to try and win a quick early game victory here, but he is just going to be chasing after Drake's attack creep here, which kind of works out well for Drake, because all he has to do is just basically keep dancing that around, and if he does that, he can keep him busy. Okay, so we did see Metallics there. He was slowed by the area of effect, but Drake wasn't. Drake has put 5 energy into his Wonder, whereas Metallics has put 0. And remember, folks, even if it's just 1 energy or 5 energy, it doesn't matter. This area of effect is slowing down Metallics because of the fact he's behind on that Wonder progress. So it does make a difference there. Okay, Metallics here is going to try and regroup his forces after they got split by that area of effect thing. Drake now being caught a little bit off guard. He doesn't want to move on to that swamp, but that could be fatal for him. Metallics able to now chase down that creep. They're dancing around each other. That creep of Drake does have heals, but it's not going to be enough, and Metallics does take that out. But Drake, on the back of all of that, has been able to build up a lot more economy here, whereas Metallics still doesn't actually have any economy. He has gone for an all-or-nothing style strategy. He is now going to try and push towards Drake's base here, but it looks like Drake has been able to establish some good defenses here off the back of the fact that, he has actually got an economy. And like I said, for Metallics, it really was a case of he had to win quickly before Drake got all of this stuff out. But it looks like now it might be very one-sided. Drake here actually out-combating Metallics because he has been able to build up more of an army. And it looks like this might be a very easy win for Drake soon, because Metallics now is pretty much completely out. As we're seeing, he has no economy going at all still. And that's it. The last of Metallics is being caught in a corner there. So yeah, these corners are lethal in these arenas. It's very difficult to path considering those corners so you don't get trapped when you're trying to kite an enemy. Kiting, of course, is just like moving and attacking at the same time, and I believe this is a deliberate design choice to have these sort of like kill zones that you might accidentally find yourself wandering into. And Drake here is just going to push into Metallics. Metallics now has absolutely nothing to defend it. He is focusing fire on this rampart. As soon as that rampart goes down, he will be able to shoot spawn, and that looks like it's going to be a victory for Drake. So it was some interesting early game aggression for Metallics, but you know, it's all or nothing, so it's a very risky play, and unfortunately it didn't work out for Metallics this time. So congratulations to Drake, you are through to the next round. Okay, folks, we are through to the semi-finals, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be back with you in about 5 minutes. So if you just give us some time, be right back. And we are back. And just before we dive into our semi-finals now, we are looking at Screeps Season 2 of Construct and Control, and we're looking at the finals for that arena. But as promised, I'm just going to show you a code that you can use in order to get a free access key for Screeps World. Okay, and here you go. So if you go to the world.store.screeps.com site and then use that code, it can give you a free access key. Now, I have been informed that this only works once. So if you've redeemed keys on a previous stream, even though this is a different promo code, you can't get yourself a second access key. I apologize, I didn't actually know that was the case. I found out yesterday myself. But yeah, if you haven't already redeemed a key, you can use this code to get yourself an access key for free. And I'm just going to leave this on the screen just for a little bit. Don't worry, I will show it again later in the stream. So maybe if you haven't taken a screenshot or something like that, there will be another opportunity to see it. And of course, you can always watch this again in the replay. Okay, without further ado though, let's get on to the semi-final. Oh, sorry, I completely... Sorry about that. Okay, semi-finals, here we go. Darth Rick versus Statue. Right, on the left-hand side of the map, we do have a Statue with his black and cool wavy effect. And then on the right-hand side, we do have Darth Rick with his pink and black stripe in the middle. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let the game begin. Okay, folks, right off the bat, we're going to see Darth Rick. He has a carry, a work, and a move, and he is looking like he's going to push out to get some early game economy going here. It looks like Statue is also doing the same thing. They're both going for that bottom one. Going to be harvesting some energy. Statue, both of them are also building the extensions. We are seeing some early game aggression though from Darth Rick. He looks like he wants to try and deny Statue this bottom one. Statue, however, also pushing out towards the top, whereas Darth Rick hasn't done that. He is going to slap down another extension there. He's also pushing out towards the top, not the bottom yet though, so he's going to claim that for his economy as well. Meanwhile, Darth Rick has not claimed either the top or the bottom. I'm terribly sorry. It is confusing when the name is on the left-hand side, but the player is on the right-hand side. Just going to throw that back there for some feedback. Anyway, okay, so they are both simultaneously mining the source. The sources do regenerate at 10 a tick, but they can both take it like this. We are seeing Darth Rick actually slapping a tower down here now. Remember, the towers do a lot of damage, especially if it's in close range, but they do cost energy to fire, and it looks like he's going to try and use this tower to counter Statue's economy here. The Statue does have ramparts down. Now remember, you have to take out the rampart before you can take out what's under it, and he did just take out that rampart there. And the extension that was under it. Statue here, though, just rebuilding it straight away and building the rampart again. And it looks like here, this might be just stuck in an endless loop on this bottom one. At this top one, though, we're also seeing a similar thing happening now as well, though, where Darth Rick has built a tower and he's using that tower to shoot at Statue as they're both mining the source simultaneously. Okay, meanwhile, on the other hand, we're seeing Statue. He's now well established at the top here. He's got 4 extensions. Remember, the extensions allow you to spawn bigger creeps, but it can also just be an extra source of energy for your spawn. So remember, the spawn is limited in the amount of energy it can hold, so it can only hold 1,000. Now, they're not feeding into the spawn at all, so the main purpose of these extensions right now is essentially to have your spawn energy right next to this source, and this spawn then basically can just use that energy without it having to be carted all the way back to the spawn. Okay, we are seeing a bit of a stalemate in the middle here. They are still both mining that source. Darth Rick has established himself at the top, and he started to establish himself at the bottom, but he is behind a little bit of on Statue in that regard. Wonder progress-wise, we're seeing 1 energy that's been put into it, and we're seeing 0 from Statue. This does mean, and again, it's even 1 energy makes the difference. So because Darth Rick has put that 1 energy in, he is not affected by this slowing effect here, which is these grey lines. If a creep touches that, it is slowed down significantly, but that only applies to the creep who's furthest behind on Wonder Progress, and in which case that's going to be Statue right now. Okay, Statue's economy might be in danger here because we do have both the tower and an attack creep now attacking that that source. That source is being mined beyond its possible capacity. At the bottom, though, we have seen a statue being pushed off of that middle, so now all of that energy is going to belong to Darthrick. Darthrick looks like he's building up a bit of an army here, probably to push out in a little bit. Statue, on the other hand, has built up some defenders, but apart from that, doesn't have as much of an army at all. Okay, he has filled all of these extensions. This creep here is... Okay, he's used the extensions. There we go. So he is using it. It isn't just going to waste or anything like that. And he has extensions both at the top and the bottom. We are seeing Darthrick also having extensions at the top and the bottom. Coming out with some quads now is Darthrick. He's going to beeline towards statue, it looks like. Quads, again, very popular formation in Screeps' world. Basically, what it does is it allows a heal to melee heal any of the other unit that's part of the quad. So the quad composition here is 3 ranged attack, 2 heals, and it looks like he has templated this and made the same ones there. So if one of these take damage, then these 3 can also help heal that one as well. So that's quite a nice little bonus. And now we've seen that Darthrick definitely does have the economy advantage because he does control those 2, but maybe the military advantage is all he needs. Statue not really moving those defenders at all. They do have the move parts, but it looks like it's not going to be enough defense here for Statue, as Darthrick is able to constantly attack these ramparts. He is not focusing... Oh, he is attacking down that rampart there above the spawn. Once that rampart goes down, the spawn can be attacked. We are going to see the spawn being attacked, and it's going to be game over very soon for Statue, unless he does something drastic. But he doesn't, and the victory goes to Darthrick. Congratulations, Darthrick. Both of you, that was a really good game. Really interesting early game economy fighting, and Darthrick was just able to pull ahead there, and then utilize that to build an army and push against Statue. Okay, folks, in the next game of our semi-finals, we've got Jarlek versus Drake. Okay, Jarlek sporting his default badge with the white circle and the black circle outline this time. Come on, Jarlek deserves better, someone give him a good badge. And on the right-hand side, we have Drake with his orange and waves. So in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, and we're going to see Jarlek coming out here with a 2 work parts, 2 moves, and a carry, so that creep can then go and do some mining. It can potentially build up his gold structure as well. We are going to see Drake with his classic early game economy pushing out here towards the middle. Looks like he wants to grab that to mine. Jarlek here is building that road again. Not sure what the purpose of that is exactly. He's going to be pushing up an economy creep to the top now. Okay, Drake is also going to be pushing his economy up to the top there to mine it. Drake does control both middles currently, but Jarlek is going to be coming in with some aggression there, possibly to damage his economy. Is being chased, though, by a creep of Drakes. Now, let's just compare the bodies on these two. So this one has a ranged attack, but only 1 ranged attack, whereas Drake's pursuing creep has 2 ranged attacks, and it also has that heal part for self-sustain. It does have 2 move parts in front, which basically means that those are the first to take the damage, so it will keep its attack power. Whereas the way Jarlek has built his, it means that actually the first thing to go is going to be the ranged attack. But the key thing is, because of all that extra move, he is able to zoom through everything here. Now, Jarlek does have the Wonder Progress bonus, so he isn't going to be... because he's ahead of Drake just by a little bit, but any little... every little bit matters, so he's able to completely ignore this area of effect. Drake, though, very well actually pathfinding, ignoring the area of effect, so his creeps aren't going to be slowed down by it. Okay. Okay, that creep was almost caught out of guard there because of the fact that it almost got cornered there, but he did successfully push it around. Drake now has a very established economy on top and bottom. Jarlek, however, only has his economy established on top. Drake also controls the middle, meaning Drake definitely has a really big economic advantage here, and we're seeing him utilize that by pushing out even more of these combat creeps. This one combat creep from Jarlek, though, very effectively actually just being a distraction. But here we go, we see Drake now ignoring it, realizing it is a bit of a distraction. Oh no, he's chasing after another one. So Drake here could actually make a beeline for Jarlek's spawn, but he's not. He's too busy chasing after these little attack creeps that are just going to basically do their job and keep him distracted. Oh, Jarlek, though, very well dodging the kill zone here that he could have retreated into. Okay, what we're seeing now is he's actually got... Look how many creeps he is distracting with this one creep here. And Drake hitting that slowing effect, so he's going to be a lot slower, but it might be the end of the line for that creep because he went into that kill zone. But Drake did not pursue him there. Obviously, Drake might have pre-programmed his bot to not follow into there, but now it doesn't matter because once Jarlek pulled out, Drake pursued again, and Drake was very easily able to take out that creep. Drake now chasing after this other creep that's now just dancing around in the bottom. Jarlek, this is a 2,000 tick game, interestingly, so it does mean this might be based on who's going to complete the wonders the most, and we are going to just have a look here, and we're going to see that Jarlek is ahead on Wonder Progress. Now, Drake could have ended the game just by diving Jarlek's base, but he doesn't. His bot's probably programmed to chase after all of these pointless little attack creeps. Now, he should really be ignoring those, but unfortunately, sometimes it's just about priority. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a faster speed here, and we're going to see if Drake actually ends up pushing in at all, or if he still continues to pursue these creeps. Okay, we are going to see Jarlek just being annoying here, going after Drake's economy. Not really enough to shut it all down, obviously, because Drake can easily respond with his forces there, which then forces Jarlek to back off once he gets near. And there we go, we do see Jarlek retreating. Not with one of his creeps, though. Unfortunately, that one's for him. That's going to go down. Jarlek, though, just being annoying with all of these much weaker attack creeps. Like, Drake definitely has the stronger power here, but just remember, folks, it is about the Wonder Progress as well, and we are seeing Jarlek pulling much further ahead with that. Now, he does have the economy up here with the mining, so he is going to be spawning more creeps, and those are just more of these annoying attack creeps. He is using the energy that's being passively regenerated from the spawn, so just so you know, the spawn every tick does regenerate some energy passively, and all he's doing is he's pulling that out and using that to poke his wonder for more progress. Meanwhile, for his spawning energy, he's just using the extensions that he's building up there. And Drake still being distracted, absolutely massively. Look at the size of that army. Drake could very easily win here if he just pushed the army to the end. But what we're seeing is Jarlek attacking, retreating, definitely playing a bit of a guerrilla war here. Meanwhile, he is poking the economy down here for Drake, but to be honest, Drake doesn't really need any more economy right now. Like, he does have, already a massive advantage in that regard, but he's not capitalizing on it, so it looks like Jarlek might win here by default. Now, because this is the semi-finals, we are reluctant to skip ahead a little bit, but we are seeing they've sort of fallen into this suboptimal minima, so we're just going to skip ahead a little bit, see what goes on. And yet we just see more of this kiting going on, not too much going on there. Wonder progress-wise, we do still see Jarlek pulling ahead 2,000 of the 10,000 goal, whereas Drake is 1,500. Now, he does have a stronger economy, which means he might be able to catch up if he was relaying some of that energy to his wonder, but we're not seeing him do that. We are still seeing him just being distracted, more and more of these annoying little creeps coming out, but even with those, the army of Drakes is far stronger than Jarlek's here. And we're just going to fast forward a little bit here as well. Okay. Yep, still just the same thing going on, and let's just skip right to the end because this is very clearly going to be a Jarlek win here, because, yeah, well done on distracting Drake. And there we go, Jarlek takes the win. Wow, that was very unfortunate for Drake, but congratulations to Jarlek. He very successfully just kept Drake busy, so rather than attacking his spawn, he continued to chase these attack creeps, and in doing so, it allowed Jarlek to just focus all of his energy into, or most of his energy, sorry, into getting ahead with that wonder, and that wonder then did win him the game. But a very risky play, because if Drake had programmed his bot to just ignore those and go straight for the spawn, that would have been a win to Drake. But congratulations to Jarlek, you are through to the next round. Okay, folks, we are going to be doing the third place match, but before we do that, I just want to mention if you are interested in getting involved in either Screeps World or Screeps Arena. So Screeps Arena is what we're looking at now. It's basically these sort of one map, RTS style games. So remember, in this game, it's the code that wins, not your APM or anything like that. So this is Screeps Arena. Screeps World is basically the same thing, but it's a RTS MMO. So you program up your bot, and that can then claim multiple rooms across a persistent world. It also has seasonal events, which is also like an MMO style world, but it has usually like a special rule or a special goal, and there's rankings at the end. I did show a code for an access key. In fact, I will pull that up again right now for you. So with this promo code, you can get yourself a free access key, and that can be used to either get access to the new shard that they've just released called Shard X, or it can be used to take part in the seasonal events. And there's also, if you look in the description of the video, wherever you're watching this, there should be a link and a discount code called SYNAP, SYNAP. If you use that, you get a 5% discount on any of your Screeps-related purchases. That applies to both Screeps Arena and Screeps World, as well as all of the extra things like CPU unlocks, access keys, that kind of thing. Okay, without further ado, let's see who's taking home the bronze medal. So, for the third place match, we have Statue versus Drake. So, on the left-hand side, with his wavy effect, but on a black background, is Drake. And on the right-hand side, also with a wavy effect, but on a cool blue background, is Statue. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, folks, so off the bat, we're going to see Statue here. He's going to be pushing all of his energy into his spawn, looking to get some big economy going out here. That's going to beeline straight for the middle. Drake, though, already taking that middle first. Drake also coming out with an attack creep, which can push Statue off here because he hasn't got a rampart down. Statue maybe losing that creep here, or not, actually. Not sure. Oh, he has got the rampart down, so he did build a rampart fast enough before Drake could take out that creep. So now Drake needs to take out that rampart before he can destroy that creep. So for now, Statue is also able to mine that middle bit, but he is going to need to send some combat there if he wants to actually be able to hold it effectively. He is putting down 2 of his extensions. Drake also has some extensions there. Between the 2 of them, though, they are out-mining the regen on this source here. So, yeah, one of them will ideally want to push the other one off. We are seeing Statue here taking his top, and he is not taken his bottom yet. Drake, however, has taken his top and his bottom, meaning Drake probably has a little bit of an economic advantage right now. But we'll see if he's able to capitalize on that. Statue looks like he wants to haul the energy back to his base as well a little bit, but that's going to be really slow, because remember, this brownish area there is swamp, and that does slow you down. Okay, we're seeing a big breakthrough from Drake here. He has pushed through, breaking with some attack creeps, and he's making a beeline straight for the base, it looks like. Oh no, he's chasing after the hauler creep. Oh, he's indecisive whether to go for that hauler creep or go for the base. And now he's taken out that hauler creep. He is going to go for Statue's base. Or not, actually. He's just walked straight past it, and he's going for the bottom. He wants to basically eliminate Statue's economy. Looks like that's how his bot is programmed to prioritize, potentially. Okay, Statue still does have the economy, though, in the middle here, but Drake is going to be whittling that down with these attack creeps that are coming out. And it looks like Statue is going to be losing all of his economy very shortly. So unless he does something drastic, he's only going to have this one source left, and Drake is definitely going to have the economic advantage. And having seen Drake's swarms before, he is going to capitalize on that. Okay, now we see Drake pushing desperately to take out this bottom one here. The rampart goes down, the creeps go down, no more mining there. He slowly makes his way back over the ramparts, heading towards the spawn here. So Statue does have some big fat defenders here, and those might be problematic for Drake because, you know, there are on ramparts, and he has to take out those ramparts before he can take them out. But Drake does have enough healing, it looks like, to push through that extra damage. He is going to focus fire on the rampart that covers the spawn. That goes down, and the spawn is going to go down very shortly, and that's the win for Drake. Congratulations to Drake. You take the bronze medal for this arena basic edition. Okay, folks, it is the big one, the finals for the basic version. But don't forget, stick around after this one because there is the advanced version of this arena, and we will be showing that after this final. So, to see who takes home the gold medal and who takes home the bronze medal in our final, please give it up for Darth Rick and Jarlik. Okay, folks, on the left-hand side, with his default badge, is Jarlik. And on the right-hand side, with his black stripe on a purple background, it's Darth Rick. And in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, we're going to see some early game economy here from Darth Rick. It looks like he's going to be building a bit of a big work park creep there. He's also sent one out and claimed the middle. Jarlik using his resources to build this road again. I'm not quite sure why he builds this road. I wonder if he could tell us. Okay, he is going to be chasing after Darth Rick's worker creeps there. That one is going to go down. So he did take out a big fat worker creep here with a creep here that doesn't cost all that much. Remember, work parts are quite expensive, so that was a bit of an economic hit in the other game to Darth Rick. He's going to keep going around with this harasser. Oh, there you go, chasing after the economy that's going top as well. Darth Rick unable to push any sort of distance there, so it looks like Jarlik is going to be able to take that one out as well. That's very unfortunate for Darth Rick. It's going to massively impact his economic power, but we have seen him successfully control this source at the bottom here, so at least he does have some kind of economy going. Jarlik, does have the top source set of his mining. He is being annoying here with this creep, so that looks like it's attacking. So if we look here at this creep composition, it does have 2 heal parts, ranged attacks, so what that's probably doing, moving into range, attacking the rampart, taking damage from these defenders, and then backing off again to heal before going back in, which is why it looks like it's oscillating backwards and forwards. And that's why it keeps blinking green as well, because it is self-healing. Okay, we are seeing Jarlik misplaying here, though, a little bit. So Darth Rick has very much fortified his position here with this tower. So remember, the towers do a lot of damage, especially if you are close to the tower, which is probably why he's waiting for them to get close before he goes zap. Now, they do cost energy to fire, but if you're using it to take out creeps like that, it's definitely worth it. Okay, Darth Rick now, he does have a little bit of an army, but he doesn't look like he's trying to re-establish the economy that was taken out previously. Maybe his bot isn't checking to see if those creeps still exist, or maybe he's decided it isn't worth it. He is filling up these extensions, though, and this is a pretty fortified position. Jarlik will need to do more than just sending out these little harassers if he wants to take that out. Let's take a look at the Wonder Progress, though, because this is, in our finals, a 2,000 tick game. So it is going to be the Wonder Progress that is probably going to decide the victor. And it looks like that Jarlik has pulled ahead on the Wonder Progress here. We're looking at just over 1,000 to 400. This means Darth Rick is going to be affected by the slows. It also means that if we do time out and nothing much changes, it is going to be a victory for Jarlik on the fact that he built this Wonder. Okay, so now Darth Rick has controlled both sources in the middle here. He does have towers at both of them as well, meaning Darth Rick is able to establish a bit more of an economy. We'll see if he's able to capitalize on that effectively. Not sure, though. Jarlik seems to be wasting a lot of his resources, though, just sending in creeps to die, unfortunately. So this is probably not great. He might not be checking correctly for tower damage. Meanwhile, we are seeing Darth Rick slowly whittling away at the base here. He has taken out the rampart in the corner there. Now he's moving on to the others. Obviously, we can see this is a 2,000 tick game, so this isn't going to be enough to make him win the game, but it's probably a little bit annoying for Jarlik. Jarlik here, though, still making progress on the Wonder, and he is ahead of Darth Rick. So Darth Rick needs to really up the amount of energy he's pushing in, but right now it looks like they both have the same strategy of taking the spawn energy and using that spawn energy, to push it into the Wonder. Cool. So, this looks like it might have stalemated a little bit in that regard. We are seeing some combat here from Darth Rick. That is going to be pushing out towards the base again. But again, we can see already that this is a 2,000 tick game, so that's not going to be enough. What Darth Rick really needs to do is either come up with some big attack here, or he needs to start actually pushing more of his energy into his Wonder to catch up with Jarlik. Now, he does have the economy to actually support that, because if you remember, Jarlik only has that one source at the top. He's not mining the bottom source at all, and he's not got control of the middle. Whereas we now see Darth Rick does have control of 4 sources right now, so there's a lot more energy coming in for him. Okay, folks, we are seeing that Wonder Progress actually stalling for Jarlek there. He obviously decided to use energy for something else. This does give Darthrick potentially a chance to catch up, but there's not much time left in the game, and Jarlek has restarted progress again now. Darthrick is on about half of the progress, and the game is about to end, so it looks like our victor is going to be Jarlek on the fact that he's got the Wonder. Darthrick here pushing in for a bit of an attack, but it's too little too late, and the game has ended because Jarlek successfully built more of his Wonder than Darthrick. So congratulations to Jarlek. You are the gold medal winner for Screeps Arena Constructor Control Season 2. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, we are on to the advanced version now. And before I dive straight into this, of course, I am going to tell you about what the difference is between the advanced and the normal version. Okay, so there are now more containers than before in the base. Sorry, I should have looked at this a little bit further. There are 3 construction sites apparently, of the same structure goal that we had before, in the center of the map now, so not in the bases as they were before, and each of these is controlled by a flag. So you build these structures, you want to still build these structures faster than your opponent, but again, you can take out the spawn, and when a creep steps on the flag, then the player instantly gains control of the nearby construction site or the completed goal. Now, this is really big because it means your opponent could be putting in resources to actually build this construction site, but just by taking that flag, it then flips to the other side. So it'll be really interesting to see if the players actually bother at all with the constructions because of the risk that actually your opponent can just steal that. You still have the construction boosts before, so these are, if you step on it, you can build faster, and you also still have the area effect, which slow you down, but there are now 3 kinds of those instead. There are red, green, and blue. They add fatigue to the creeps, but if you control the flag to the corresponding structure, you're immune to it. So previously it was like if you had more progress on your one structure, you were unaffected by just the grey dash line, but now because there's 3 structures in the middle, you're only slowed down by the corresponding structure color. Okay, the game limit is also now 5,000 ticks rather than 2,000, and we saw in the advanced version of the last arena, having this extra time does open the door for more interesting tactics that wouldn't be possible in the shorter game time. Okay, so now we're going to look at our finalists here. Now, some of these players are going to get an advance straight into the semifinals. So obviously, because this is the advanced version, we don't have as much. The way we picked who just advances to the semifinals are the people who had the most score at the end of the season. And once again, by the way, I just want to throw a big shout out to 04. It is it's like 3:30 a.m. in the morning here, in the morning there for him, and he is running everything behind the scenes for us. So yes, thank you 04 for all of your hard work. And now let's dive into the next game. It is Dima versus Metallics. Okay, folks, let's just take a brief look at the map. It's a little bit different now, obviously. So we have one of the construction sites there, a second of the construction sites there, and a third one of the construction sites there, and we have these flags nearby that flips the control of these construction sites. Okay, in 3. So we can already see this is a very quick game at 406 ticks, which means we're probably going to see some early game aggression, so we're just going to slow this down a little bit. So on the left-hand side, we have Metallics, and on the right-hand side, we have Dima. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. Okay, we are going to see Metallics coming out here. He's going to be spawning some creeps that are just going to absolutely focus on grabbing as much energy as he can from all of those containers. He is going to be pushing out with, what are these here? Let's have a look. These are single move part creeps. That's quite interesting. These are probably only, their sole existence is to go quickly grab all of those flags potentially. And we do see him making a beeline to the flag. He captures 1, captures 2. and he captures 3, so he's got all 3 of the flags now. Meanwhile, Dima has just spawned 1 big fat melee creep, but Metallics does have a ranged creep here with some self-heal, so he might be able to effectively kite that creep, meaning it will be completely ineffective. And there we go, we see him do some kiting, but he is actually in melee range here, but it's not enough for Dima, and that melee creep is going to go down. Dima not having anything anymore, he just seemed to spawn that 1 creep and was hoping that was going to be his token for victory, but now he has no economy at all, and Metallic should be able to pull a very easy win here. So we're just going to go to a faster time speed here, as Metallics just makes a beeline straight for the base. He is going to be focusing on that rampart on the spawn, and remember folks, if he takes out that rampart, he can kill that spawn there, and then that's it for Dima. And that spawn is going to go down very shortly in 3... Oh no, not quite that quickly, I guess. There we go, it's gone. Cool. So, yeah. Congratulations to Metallics, you are through to the next round. Okay folks, we are not going to watch the system matches, so remember Drake and Kerobi-san are through to the next round automatically, just because they were ahead at the end of the season. So the way these seasons work, remember, is not everyone gets into the finals. You had to earn a certain number of points to get into the finals. We do not have that many advanced players though, so most of the players who took part are through. Some were disqualified because, one, their bots couldn't even win against empty code, which is an automatic disqualification. Okay, on the left-hand side of this map, we are going to have Statue here with his wavy badge on a blue background. And on the right-hand side here, we're going to have UAP with his 2 black lines on a purple background. Now, this game is going to go for 1,023 ticks, which means we're probably going to see some really good fights here. Best of luck to both of our competitors. And 3, 2, 1, we'll let the game begin. Okay, we are going to see UAP here coming out with a creep here that's sole purpose is to pump energy into his spawn from these containers. He is throwing out some economy here. He does have one creep here with a lot of work parts on it and a move, but no carry, interestingly. Oh, sorry, yes, of course, this is a source now, isn't it? Sorry, my apologies. He's harvesting the source there back in his base. So he can get more energy from that. I forgot that, sorry, forgive me, this is not the Wander anymore, is it? Those are all in the middle. We did see some early game aggression there, slapping into Statue's base, but unfortunately that creep's just going to go down, and it's not going to add any value to him. The flag right now is controlled by Statue there, the middle one not controlled by anyone, and the bottom one also not controlled by anyone at all. Okay, Statue here looks like he's going to be pushing out with some energy, actually. In fact, he's sending out a lot of creeps, just carrying some energy, not quite sure what he's doing there. Oh, those ones went back to his spawn. This one, though, is making a beeline straight towards the middle, possibly looking to set up some defenses here or something. Oh no, he's making some progress on that structure. So now he's going to be completely unaffected by the one of these lines here. Picking up some construction bonus on his way. He is going to be sending out a quad here. That quad is going to make a beeline. Looks like it's straight for UAP's base. So in the top here, we are going to see a Statue actually being a little bit cheeky and stealing this source up here. He can't really do much though because there's that rampart there. Now, a work part creep, I believe even in Screeps Arena, can perform a demolish action which takes it out, but he's obviously not got that behavior programmed in. UAP is sending in another one of his own work creeps there, but if we look at the base here, we are going to see that go down potentially very soon, because we are seeing Statue here with his quad doing some damage there, but there's nothing in UAP's base at all to counter this military push. UAP focusing still on his economy stuff. Might be too little too late for him though. He did have a little bit of a early game aggression, but it wasn't quite enough for him, and he did lose those creeps unfortunately for him, so it looks like now he is at a disadvantage. Now he does still have all the energy in that container, but he hasn't picked up the energy in the containers. He could be using that right now to spawn some defenders, but like I say, a little bit too little too late. Okay, folks, just a little bit of a correction from 04, who told me that you need to be in the top 16 to win against Empty Code. But I don't think we had that many players for the advanced version. That's how it's determined how to get to the finals in the rounds normally. And the spawn goes down, so congratulations to Statue on that win. Okay, let's move on to our next game. Okay, folks, we are through to the semi-finals now. Like I said, we do have two of our competitors who advanced on the virtue of the fact that they were ahead on points by the end of the season, and they said we don't have enough players in these finals to do a full quarterfinals. So now it's through to the semi-finals, and 04 will be loading that up in just a second. So just before we dive straight into that, I just want to show you that discount code once again. That code for a free. This is for a free access key for Screeps World. So Screeps World is the MMO RTS version of Screeps Arena. So instead of being just a match, it is a... Instead of just being a match, it is a persistent MMO world. And there's also what's called seasonal events. Seasonal events are like Screeps World, same sort of persistent, sort of lots of rooms that you can capture thing, but they're temporary and usually have a special rule. You can use the access keys to access that, or you can use it for 30 days access to the new Shardex. In the description for the videos, there's also a link and a discount code. If you use that, you can get a 5% discount on all Screeps related purchases, whether that's Screeps Arena or Screeps World. So if you're looking to try out the other one, for example, if you play Arena but you might be interested in World or vice versa, now's a good chance to grab it. And yes, that discount code will stack with any promotions that are currently running as well. So yes, once again, check out that discount code if you want a free access key. And unfortunately, it doesn't stack with previous access keys. So if you did redeem them in previous streams, you won't be able to redeem this one. Okay, folks, the first game of the semi-final is going to be Drake versus Metallics. Okay, so in the left-hand corner, in the left-hand side, we have Metallics with his blue badge. And we also have, on the right-hand side, with his orange and waves, we have Drake. So in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, we are going to see Drake's pushing out some creeps here. He's got 2 of them here, harvesting the energy or taking the energy from those containers so that you can push it into his spawn. Drake was known in the normal version of this for having a really strong early game economy. We are seeing Metallics doing a bit of a push out here. He's pushing out with these move park creeps again, going to claim all of those flags. Not sure what the advantage is right now exactly, except for the fact I guess he gets to ignore the slowing effects because he controls all of those wonders. Okay, Drake here pushing up with some early game aggression, heading towards the flag at the bottom. It looks like he's going to have a bit of a skirmish here with Metallics. Let's have a look at the composition of these creeps. So Metallics has 3 ranged attack parts, and then some tough and move to buffer that. Drake's creep here has 1 heal and 4 ranged attack, but the ranged attacks are going to be going down first, because remember, it goes from left to right, and once those are gone, that creep's going to be rendered ineffective. Okay, we are seeing Drake bringing in some reinforcements here, though. This is a very interesting skirmish. Both of them using ranged attack only. Drake now forming up with a quad here. He outnumbers Metallics, able to push Metallics back. Metallics now on the run, trying to retreat, trying to avoid the swamp pit, looks like. Creeps limping away. They go down. That flag's going to be an easy capture for Drake. Economy-wise, we are seeing Drake taking the top already. Metallics is making his way there, but he has got a slight disadvantage economically. Container-wise, though, we are seeing Metallics using most of the energy from 2 of the containers, all of it from 1, and he's still got that one there. Drake, on the other hand, has pretty much burned all of his container reserves. He is mining his source in his base, though, and Metallics is also mining the source in the base. So Drake had a little bit of an early game economy advantage, and he's converted that into a bigger army that he is going to push out with now. Okay, Drake is making a push towards Metallics' base. Metallics got those 2 creeps, one of them being caught off guard because it was not kiting properly. It looks like Metallics is on the back foot here, being pushed right back to his spawn area. Drake struggling to take out those 2, takes out those 2 creeps. Now he's doing some damage to the spawn area. Metallics able to push him back, though, with a defender. Remember, folks, these ramparts mean that you cannot kill the creeps that are sat on them until the rampart itself is taken out. Drake now also expanding his economy, controlling both the top and the bottom. Got some of his extensions going as well, so he does get that extra spawn energy. Metallics also has some spawn energy at the top, We are seeing a skirmish breaking out here. Drake's forces being split into two. This might end badly for him if Metallics is able to pick him off, but unfortunately he wasn't able to, and Drake manages to regroup his units here and heal himself up. Metallics desperately trying to push this attack off. Now Drake is here, sat here using ranged mass attack. Now ranged mass attack, remember, will hit within a range of 3. It does do less damage at a further distance though compared to if he was just focusing fire on this spawn. But yes, we are going to see him whittling down here. This is going to make it very difficult for Metallics to push out and recapture any of these flags in the middle or expand his economy if he needs to. Drake potentially could go and harass his economy here, and it'd be very difficult for Metallics to back it up. This creep here being caught in a corner, unfortunate retreat direction, Drake able to catch that one off guard. Metallics really not being able to afford these losses right now. Drake, also catching another one into the corner. The corners on this map being absolutely lethal. Like, you know, when you're kiting, it's very difficult to predict that you're going to end up in a corner like this, but so many times we've seen in these arenas that people get pushed into these corners and then it's absolutely lethal for them. Metallics here pushing out with his defenders. Might not be the best move here. He is significantly outnumbered by Drake. He should be taking advantage of his ramparts, but he's not, unfortunately, and Drake is going to be continuously whittling him down. One creep trying to push out here. That was just a move creep. Obviously he might have it pre-programmed to go and try and recapture the flags when it can or something, but that creep is going to go down. Drake now building up a considerable force on Metallics' base, and it looks like this is going to be the end for Metallics, and Drake is going to take the win here because there's no way Metallics is going to be able to build up any sort of force now. He just doesn't have this time or the economy to match it, and it looks like the game will be ending soon looking at the timer at the bottom, so we will just fast forward here as Drake whittles down this spawn. Yes, it's unfortunately for Metallics, one or two misplays, not taking advantage of the ramparts, and Drake being able to push him off quite effectively and take out his early game aggression. So congratulations to Drake. It looks like this is an easy win. The spawn goes down. Well done, Drake. You are through to the next round of Screeps Arena Advanced Diversion Constructor Control. Okay, folks, our next semi-finals games will be Kirobi versus Statue. We're just waiting for the game to run. That was super interesting, though, seeing Drake take full advantage of his economy there, building up that army that he's very well known for now, and just, yeah, making it very difficult for Metallics to do anything, basically, to counter that. Right, folks, the game is in, and now we're going to see who is going to be our other finalist, and who might be taking home the bronze medal in when they complete in the third place match. Is Kurobi-san versus Statue. So on the left-hand side, with his really interesting designed yellow on a black background badge, it's Kirobi. And on the right-hand side, with his blue waves, it is Statue. And in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, Statue here is going to be throwing out a creep here to grab the energy from this container. Going to be pushing that into his spawn, coming out with some early game economy, pushing that up towards... it's being slowed massively. He's not dodging those slowing effects at all. Oh, interestingly, Kirobi has put down 2 towers in his base, like really locking down his spawn area here. Now this game is going to go on for 3,800 ticks, so it is going to be a long one. I wonder if Kirobi's going to do what we saw before with the towers creeping out, or if this is literally just a bit of a defensive play. He does also have a bit of an expeditionary force here, so they are currently slowed on the area effect, but these are just some ranged attack creeps. No heal support though, so once those do... Oh, heal support here in another creep, but once those take damage, yeah, he'll be relying on that healer to heal them up. He's not really pushing out with it though, because Statue is coming in with a quad. Statue's quad versus Kirobi here. Let's see who's going to win. It looks like Statue has some stronger ranged... Oh no, same sort of ranged attack, but the healing power is a bit stronger for Statue here. So we'll see how this goes. We'll slow down just for this fight a little bit. Okay, we are now seeing the fight engaging. Kirobi-san not really microing very well. His unit's being split up, and he is being forced to retreat here. I don't think he lost anything there, but unfortunately he is going to have to retreat and repair. He's using the tower to repair, which is interesting because that does cost energy. Oh, being caught off guard! That slowing effect being absolutely lethal to that creep. It almost going down. 24 HP left on the last move part. That creep almost gone. But it was able to retreat, and it is being repaired. But that was very close to him. Nearly lost that one, but he is on the back foot here. Statue able to be pushed forward. He is coming in with another attack quad. Kurobi-san not taking advantage of the economy on the top or the bottom, but we do see Statue has taken advantage. So Statue is winning economically here. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I think we just missed a very important engagement there. Let's just rewind just a little bit here. Yeah, we do see one of those quads will be going down, it looks like. Not sure what happened to those. We're not going to rewind too much, in the interest of time. But we do see a quad being taken out there. That, unfortunately, is a big loss for Statue, but he does have the economy to help with that. Okay, Kurobi doing his very fun one move part creep. So in case you missed it in the last one, what this does is move parts can basically pull another creep. So it can pull this big work part creep across the swamp, to get it into position to do his economy. He is behind economically because Statue has established himself on two other sources. Meanwhile, at the bottom here, we are seeing Kurobi-san. He is putting a rampart down. He is taking energy from that container, it looks like. No, sorry, I think he built that container. Sorry, he did put a container down there for whatever reason. Okay, Statue now fighting and losing because Kurobi had more combat power there in his line formation, able to take out one of the quads. The other one of the quads now down to 2 members, but it's still pushing forward, able to take out a few of those one-move creeps, but he does just suicide onto that tower in Kurobi's base. A bit of a waste of resources there from Statue. And remember, in this, every little helps here, so even though Statue does have an economy advantage right now, he isn't capitalizing on that, and Kurobi is able to push back a lot of these quads. Oh yeah, we have a second quad coming in here to reinforce that first one. But Kurobi-san, he's always seems to have his creeps out of position here. Like, they feed one by one a lot here, unfortunately. So, they take a lot of damage, but, Statue has been unable to effectively whittle them all down to 0. Okay, we are going to see those quads pushing in towards Kurobi-san's base. Now, Kurobi does have the towers. Now, remember, the towers do a lot of extra damage. So with 2 of them, it's able to very easily just absolutely destroy those quads. So he should be more conscious of that tower damage. They do cost energy to fire, but but it is worth it if he is able to take out these creeps more effectively. Okay, another quad here fighting in the middle, so he is well out of range of towers. So remember, the towers do have a maximum range, and they do more damage the closer you are to them. But it looks like Kurobi's swarm are not quite able to actually take out this quad here. Remember that one of the advantages of quads is all of the members can heal all of the other members. So even though he did do damage to one of them, he is able. Statue is able to heal all of the damage done. And once again, we see Kurobi's swarms not coordinating very well, so they're not forming up as well as Statue, and Statue is able to push the advantage of his formation, weakening Kurobi, and once again pushing him back towards his base. But really, maybe he should consider harassing the economy here, because Kurobi-san has managed to establish himself economically. In fact, both players have at this point here. So economy-wise, the gap has gone. Structure-wise, though, let's take a look at this. We are seeing Kurobi. He's put a rampart on this flag here, which means that that rampart has to be destroyed before Statue can take control of it. The Statue is currently, if you look at the combat line here, he's definitely on Kurobi's side of the base, so he could take that if he wanted to. Wonder progress-wise, there is no progress at all. So both players realizing that probably this isn't the best use of their time. And remember, if those flags get taken anyway, it's like they lose progress on the Wonder. So both of them have decided not worth it. And we haven't seen anyone really make any progress on the Wonder so far. And we see another one of Statue's quads about to go down here from those tower shots that he's completely ignoring. Not sure, though, what's going on here. This tower hasn't been refilled with energy. Maybe a bit of mismanagement there from Kurobi-san, as he should be filling both towers, maybe. Kurobi-san making a bit of a push out here, trying to push into the middle. His creeps all spread out, though, so unfortunately he taking a little bit of losses, though, but he just has the numbers advantage now to take out another one of Statue's quads. So Statue is putting all of his energy into making these quads, but he keeps losing them. A lot of them are dying to just tower damage as well, which is very much a waste of resources from his point of view. And Kurobi is capitalizing now on the fact that he has been able to build up the army on the back of those bad plays from Statue, pushing across the swamp into Statue's side of the board. So he is now turning the tide, because for most of this game we have seen Kurobi on the back foot, but now he's pushing forward, pushing through into Statue's side. and he looks like he might be pushing towards the spawn here. Now, unlike Kirobi-san, statue does not have any towers or anything in the spawn, so it's completely reliant on creeps on the ramparts to defend. But that quad there working really well to push back Kirobi's very badly formed creeps. Okay, so we are seeing a bit of infrastructure development on this construction site, on this wonder site here, sorry, in the middle. This flag has now got a rampart and a wall over. Now, he can't stack two ramparts, but you can stack a rampart on a wall, and doing so means both of those will be needed to be taken out before he can actually take that flag. Okay, Kirobi now extending the infrastructure as well, putting down some more ramparts. Not quite sure why he's bothering with all of this, because he's not making any progress with the structures at all. But maybe the idea is like towards the end of the game, if this goes on long enough, he will then actually use it. We're just going to fast forward a little bit, because what we're seeing now is just a lot of toing and froing for the most part. So we'll slow down again if we do see some interesting combats that break out or anything like that. So Kirobi is generally using the swarm tactic. So Statue's formations are better, and it's really just the tower damage that's really cost him. And also Kirobi's numbers can actually sometimes just break these quads. But look, right now we see, for example, Statue here able to very effectively kite around Kirobi, maybe taking out a creep there, not quite, that creep able to retreat and get healed. So this is the other thing, he's really struggling to actually get a finish, because as soon as Kirobi's creeps are damaged, they do retreat. Statue here potentially forced to retreat back to his base. He's got a second quad coming to reinforce the first one, and then he's with the two quads now able to push back Kirobi, who pushes back towards this swamp in the middle. Now this swamp does slow you down, meaning that this is basically acting as a divider between the two halves of the map, because once you stepped into that, you do move slower, making it harder to retreat. And we are going to see a lot of Kirobi's creeps going down here, these two quads coordinating really well to take them out as they retreat across that swamp. They are slowed down massively here. Okay, Kirobi making a push to the other side of the swamp. This formation, absolutely beautiful, able to hold back Kirobi's badly managed formations here. Wonder progress-wise, we are seeing a little bit of progress now from Kirobi, which means that if this game defaults, he will win, because he does control the wonders, and he has put just a little bit of energy in, and he only needs to put a little bit of energy in. Remember, even if it's just a little bit and the timer ends, he will win. But we know that it's not going to be a default time, because we do see that the game only lasts for 3,800 ticks, which means it's probably going to be a combat victory, most likely, that we're going to see. So Statue here pushing out with his two quads, heading towards Kirobi's base. Now, he doesn't actually have enough ramparts to cover all of his creeps here. But he is going to push out with some of them. They're going to take damage. He is retreating them very effectively, though, once they're damaged. These towers, though, once again, absolutely devastating Statue's quads. This is the same mistake his bot was making before. Now, just remember, he can't manually intervene or anything like that. It's all about just the code. And so if the code doesn't account for this tower damage, it never will. So, obviously, though, you can't be too critical. Like, there's only a certain amount of compute power that are allowed per tick in this game, and once they exceed that compute power, it starts causing issues for them. So they need to basically balance between performance and compute power. And basically, the aim of the game is to strike. Where do you strike that balance? Like, obviously, you can't do everything perfectly. So, what do you focus on, and what do you just sort of make a good approximation for? Okay. We are seeing now some more infrastructure being put down near these wonders. This might be really bad for Statue, because we already know he's not accounting for tower damage, and that quad there was already devastated before it crossed the swamp. So Kirobi now has towers all over all except at the bottom now. So he's really fortified this position around the flag and the wonders here. Okay, Kirobi is swarming around these quads. These quads now are going to have an even more difficult time pushing across this swamp. Not quite sure how this is going to end. This gives Kirobi another opportunity to potentially push out here across the swamp, and it looks like he's going to try and do that, but we do have another quad coming in, and that's probably going to be able to very easily beat him back. And there we go. We do see, because of the swarm formation, they are staggered, and the staggering means this quad is able to effectively beat all of them, essentially. Kirobi being pushed back to the swamp. He is sort of almost across the swamp with his swarm. Not quite, though. Just as a reminder, as this game goes on, if you look in the link in the description, you should be able to see a a link, sorry, that takes you to a store page. If you use the discount code SYNAP, you can get a 5% discount on all Screeps related purchases. Right, so now we're seeing this quad unable to actually push forward at all. It's just sort of dancing around. So the battle line, if we think about it, is kind of on, Statue's side of the map here. I might fast forward a little bit in a second here because, like I said, all we're seeing is a lot of toing and froing right now. So we'll just jump ahead a little bit here because, these games are a bit longer. Okay, we have seen a bit of a breakthrough here. So that quad did go down at some point, and now we're going to see Kerobi on Statue's base. He is attacking it now, and this might be over for Statue unless he can actually hold this back. So the quads might be able to push this back because, remember, because of these ramparts, he can't actually do any damage. And we are seeing Kerobi doing a bit of a retreat here, heading up towards the top, maybe... Maybe there was a creep up there from Statue or something, but okay, he's coming back down now to attack the spawn. Now, Statue is very much being pushed back into his base right now. It looks like unless Statue does something drastic, Kerobi could win, even if this game was to go to the full time, because he does control all of the wonders, and he has put a little bit of energy in, and he's very much fortified the position using towers, and the towers are very effective. Now, Statue here, we do see he does have some defenders here, and they are just going to sit there, whittling down all of those creeps that attack. They're coming in, doing some damage, and then running away. So this is basically death by 1,000 cuts sort of situation, because he doesn't quite have enough damage to finish off these creeps before they're retreating. And Kerobi, one thing he has been good with his swarm formations is retreating when those creeps are damaged. So we're just going to jump ahead a little bit more as this continues, and we're seeing basically the same thing happening here. Slowly being whittled down, this rampart getting smaller and smaller, and we'll jump ahead again a little bit more. Okay, and again now we're seeing, okay, so he's losing these ramparts, and as those ramparts go down, that's less spaces for defenders to stand on, and we did see one of those defenders going down. Kerobi now not having to retreat as often, able to focus his damage a lot more on the rampart around the spawn. The spawn is going to go down, and it looks like the victory will be Kerobi's. Congratulations to Kerobi, you are through to the next round. That was quite a long and epic battle, but we kind of expect that a little bit more in the advanced version of this arena, where we have both more time, more energy in the spawn at the start and a source there, as well as, it's very interesting, to say the least. Okay, so next we're going to go on to our third place match. So this is to determine who wins the bronze medal, and it is between Metallics and Statue. Okay, we can already see right at the start, this is a 1,288 tick game, so it's not exactly going to take forever. So it's probably going to be a lot of fighting going on. So on the left-hand side, we have Metallics, and on the right-hand side, we have Statue. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Let the fight begin. So if I was to guess, and it's not really fair for me to do this a little bit, but I do think this win might go to Statue here if I was to guess, because I think those quad formations might be quite effective, especially against Metallics' harassment sort of creeps. But there's no guarantee, obviously. We'll see how this plays out. And we are going to see actually Metallics taking out a really big worker there from Statue. That was a big economic loss. And Metallics has claimed the flags right now. And very cheekily, he's also taken out Statue's economy going top. So actually, this could just go really badly from an economic point of view for Statue, because he has lost 2 big economy creeps right at the start. Metallics now just hovering out of his base, waiting for another worker to come out, doing a cheeky little dance. But we are going to see the first quad from Statue coming out, and it is going to take out those harassers. The quad now chasing after Metallics. They are caught in a suboptimal sort of loop there. Metallics making a beeline for the base, but there are defenders there. So Statue can defend quite easily against those. They are quite small creeps, and I don't think they have that much healing power. They only have 1 heal part each. Okay, we are going to see 2 quads now, so we do have 2 quads pushing out. Statue building up his army quite effectively. Metallics, however, a bit ahead on the economy. He does control both his top and his bottom. Statue controls his bottom, but not his top. Oh, yeah, Statue, sorry, who's there, but Metallics does have 2 harassment creeps there just waiting, slowly whittling that away. So eventually he might be able to take that out, but he does need to take that rampart out first. Now we do have 3 quads from Statue, and we are seeing those 3 quads taking out those harassers from Metallics quite easily, pushing across the line towards Metallics' base. Now if we look at Metallics' base, we are going to see he doesn't have any defenders there right now, and Statue should be able to take advantage of this, but he is pushing up top instead. He does have that creep cornered, and that creep's going to go out these corners once again, proving absolutely lethal. Now he does have a quad that's landed on Metallics' base. He is hitting the rampart under the spawn. Once that rampart goes down, the spawn will go down pretty quickly afterwards. Metallics has now burnt out almost all of his energy in the containers anyway. He does have that one source he's mining there. He does have the source that he's mining top, and he does have the source that he's mining bottom, but he doesn't have any extensions bottom, so he's not able to use that energy for spawning, unlike the one at top. Okay, on the other side though, we do see that Metallic successfully disabled the economy from Statue at the bottom. So Statue is only mining one of his sources right now, but he is very much ahead militarily, and unfortunately for him, Metallics is mismanaging a lot of his combat creeps. So now Statue is able to sit here on his base, very much uncontested, able to very easily heal through any of the damage Metallics is doing. Metallics once again very badly pushing out his much smaller attack creeps. Those very easily going to go down to Statue. This looks like, unless Metallics does something drastic, this is going to be a win for Statue, as he now whittles down the rampart under the spawn again. He's got 3 quads sitting here, unable to do anything now. Metallics is very slowly, his base is being chipped away. It took a little bit longer because of the mass ranged attack rather than the focus ranged attack, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Statue wins the game, so congratulations to Statue. Okay, folks, that was a really interesting game, and congratulations to Statue. Your quad formation was able to secure you the bronze medal. Unfortunately, though, the not avoiding the tower damage did cost Statue, I think, the game in the semi-finals. So now in our finals, it's going to be Karobi-san versus Drake. So I'm actually uncertain who's going to win here. It really depends if Drake is good enough to avoid Karobi's tower damage if he does that again. So in, yeah, I guess it's anyone's game. But on the left-hand side, we have Drake. And on the right-hand side, we have Karobi for this absolute slog of a final match for the last game of this season. It is Karobi versus Drake. And in 3, 2, 1, let the fight begin. Okay, we are going to see Drake coming out here with a creep to just suck up all the energy from those containers, as well as potentially... oh no, sorry, he did put a move and a carry on that miner, so he doesn't need it for that. And he is building extensions right next to it, which is an interesting choice. I'm not sure... I'm sure he's done the maths for it from Karobi here, sorry. And he is going with his 2-tower formation. And on the left here, sorry, we do have Drake. He has... is that a second spawn? Has Drake gone here for a second spawn? He has! Oh wow, okay, Drake with 2 spawns here right off the start. Now, the spawn does cost energy to build, but it does mean with 2 spawns he is able to spawn creeps a lot faster because, you know, while one of them is ticking away spawning something, he can use the second one as well. It's a very unusual play though. We are seeing Drake breaking up some early game aggression here. He is going to be pushing against Karobi. His swarm though is better coordinated, it looks like. Because Karobi keeps pushing out with these creeps that move sort of more as individuals, whereas Drakes are all nicely grouped up a bit more, able to basically utilize their damage more effectively. One thing Karobi is very good at though is retreating. He is going to make a beeline though with an economy creep heading towards the middle, but that's not good enough because Drake is able to catch that one, and although it slapped down a rampart, he didn't get onto the rampart before it was killed. Karobi here on a bit of a back foot here, still pushing out, taking a lot of damage, and then being forced to retreat with these. Drake, however, building up his forces here. Let's look at the economy. So we're going to see that Drake has taken his bottom, he's taken his top. Karobi has also used his fun one movement stuff to try and take his top, but it looks like Drake has actually got to his top first. So Drake now very much ahead in economy, but we're going to see if he's able to capitalize on that. He will struggle though, just because of these 2 towers. Now these 2 towers do take energy to fire, but they do a lot of damage. And remember, the closer Drake gets, the more effective they're going to be. So Kurobi-san is using his towers now, but it's not going to be able to very easily take out Drake's creeps because of the range here. Okay, Kurobi doing a slight misplay there and maybe losing that creep. Oh no, able to retreat it again. Very effective with these retreats. Drake here with his swarm dancing around here. In front of Kurobi's base. Kurobi's sneaking out a little work creep here, pushing towards the middle, and he's going to be slapping down another rampart. He is trying to look like, sorry, it looks like he is trying to build up around these flags. He does currently control, oh no, sorry, correction. Drake controls all of the flags, which except the bottom one, which means Drake is going to be the player who's not affected by these slowing effects that we see across the map. Okay, Kurobi is able to sneak his economy creep down, and he is now building a road, but that economy creep walking straight into Drake's swarm and going down. Again, this isn't really going anywhere right now in the middle. Drake is still building up more and more of his forces though, and Kurobi is constantly being forced to retreat, but Drake not quite having enough damage in this swarm to take out these creeps before they're able to retreat and get healed up. Generally speaking, he has taken out a few, I believe, but okay, Drake now holding position right outside of Kurobi's base. Now this is making Kurobi's life very difficult because he is unable to push out and take any sort of economy here. And we are going to see Drake, like I say, controlling basically all of the map right now. This is not looking good for Kurobi, but we'll see if he's able to pull anything off here. He did slap down a rampart though over this flag, but he hasn't taken the flag though. It still belongs to Drake, and that's kind of what matters as well. Okay, we're seeing, yeah, Drake still has all of the flags, and we are going to see, oh, some dancing. Yep, he's running after this economy creep, but as soon as that gets onto the rampart, he sort of decides to leave it alone just a little bit. And that one there, holding on for dear life. Okay, Drake here doing a big push against Kurobi. He did take out one of the towers, which is a very big play from him. He is doing a lot of damage here, able to take out some of these ramparts. But remember, Kurobi-san does have a sword here, so he is able to generate more energy to do repairs. And he is doing repairs, fixing up the damage that Drake is doing. But unless he's able to do something drastic, this is just a game of attrition. And eventually Drake will win. Because, you know, Drake, like I said, he controls all of the economy. He controls everything basically right till the outside of Kurobi's base. The only thing Kurobi-san has been able to do quite well is sneak some creeps out, but he's not taken any of the flags though. So he's not going to win on the flags, and we know that this game doesn't time out like that. I am just going to skip forward just a little bit because right now, like I said, it is just a game of attrition as Kurobi desperately repairs his ramparts and Drake desperately smacks onto those ramparts, damaging them. Okay, there was a little bit of push forward there. Okay, let's jump ahead again. So remember, this is a programming game, so things go to go. Okay, we're going to go back a little bit here because we do see Kurobi actually being able to push Drake back. So let's rewind to here, maybe. Okay, so Kurobi obviously managed to build up enough forces. Let's go back a little bit more. So this is the finals, so we do want to see this. All right, there we go. That's the moment where Kurobi managed to push Drake off. So Drake was obviously taking some damage and some casualties as that was going on. He has got his forces split up a little bit now, and Kurobi was able to capitalize on push him away. Okay, Kurobi has now rebuilt all of his ramparts that were destroyed pretty much. He has got one of his towers still. He hasn't got the second tower. Maybe it would have been wise for Drake to focus on taking out the second tower, and that would have really diminished the damage Kurobi was able to do. Let's look at the top here. We still see Drake controlling that one. The bottom one is also controlled by Drake. Drake here with a massive economy now. It's just, like I said, a game of attrition here, it looks like, unless Kurobi is able to push out and retake some of this economy, but he's not. He's pushing through the middle here. Drake and Kurobi just skirmishing around here, both of them taking casualties here and there. It's a bit of pretty all over the place right now. But like I said, Drake can afford to push more of these creeps out, and that might be the deciding factor in this game here. Kurobi actually building some ramparts further out. Now that's really interesting because that means he can actually sit his creeps there, take no damage, but still do damage to Drake. But it doesn't look like he's utilizing them too well. Oh, there we go. We see two creeps out on a rampart, but then they leave the rampart again as well. We do see ramparts dotted all over the place now, which are basically like little hidey holes that Kurobi can duck into in order to do his damage. Okay, just give me 1 second, sorry, I do have a little bit of a problem with the Discord, and I need that up to see what's going on here. Okay. Great, we've got that back. Sorry, we're still seeing the skirmishing going around with Kurobi and Drake. Like I said, it's mostly on Kurobi's base, actually, so fighting outside of that. Drake will struggle to push through Kurobi, though, to the end, just because of that extra tower damage, which does give Kurobi the bonus. So it's like Drake has the economy, he has the formations, but Kurobi has the tower. Drake could actually build a tower himself, but I don't think he's going to do that. He is just going to keep using his economy to push forward with more creeps here. Okay, and we're just going to keep this going. I am going to fast forward a little bit. I think it's fairly obvious how this is going. Okay, now we're seeing Drake pushing towards the bottom tower. If he takes this tower out, though, that will be big. Okay, and the tower's going to go down. Kurobi-san now has... Oh, okay, the tower didn't go down. He did get a rampart down under it before it went down, but now he's not loading the tower correctly. And without any energy in the tower is basically useless, which is going to give Drake the opportunity to land more creeps here, landing more creeps on the base, more and more coming in. Kurobi not able to keep up with these repairs, or just about able to keep up with these repairs. More of the ramparts going down. As soon as they go down, he is slapping construction sites down, because remember, he does have the source here in order to build the ramparts. It'd be really interesting to see if this tower goes down again. Drake, though, making good headway now into Kurobi's base. Kurobi losing footing here, completely unable to refill it. He has lost his... army as well, almost entirely, and that spawn looks like it's going to go down any second now, and it looks like the game will be over soon. So this is going to be the win to Drake. So congratulations to Drake. You're going to take home the gold medal in our final game of our final stream of Screeps Arena Advanced Version Constructor Control. And congratulations to Kurobi as well. Really interesting game. Amazing tower play, actually. That worked out very well earlier in the games as well. And yeah, for holding off that long was quite impressive. So congratulations to both of our finalists, and congratulations to Drake for getting the gold medal. Okay, folks, I believe that's it now. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to O4 in the background for running everything. I do welcome any feedback. You can reach me on as a Synaptic Purifier in the Discord. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions about the stream, please do let me know. And once again, thank you all very much for being here. I'm going to put the promo code back on the screen now, and we'll be signing off very shortly, assuming O4 is just messaging me right now. Just going to make sure there isn't anything I need to do, and he says there's no issues. So we'll be signing off very shortly. Thank you very much for being here, and have a good rest of your day, morning, night, whatever time of day it is for you. Thank you, and goodbye.